But I think the more significant and reason why they backed out from presenting Yusek Lopez as a witness is because her testimony would have proven that the utterances of VP Sara that evening was made after Yusek Lopez was arrested in the House of Representatives, detained, all electricity were turned off in her detention room, and that she was ordered to be transferred to the women's penitentiary, and so she broke down. That would have proven that these prior incidents uh, were the reason why um, VP Sara had an emotional outburst. After all, Yusek Lopez has been her city administrator ever since she was mayor of Davao. So, uh, in other words, she took it personally. That's why I think they backed out, because that would have proven that the utterances of pag pinatay nila ako, patayin mo rin sila. Kung sakali na patayin nila ako. In other words, hypothetical. But that emotional outburst would have been a great defense, because under Supreme Court decisions, emotional outburst is a good defense in grave threats.
All right. Good morning, Attorney Gonson. First question. After 5 days of testimony, has the impeachment trial clarified the constitutional grounds for removing the vice president, or is the debate still centered on the credibility and context of evidence?
Well, after 5 days, I I don't think the prosecution did very well, because they presented weak witnesses. The first two witnesses were weak. They were not credible because in the end, inadmit pa ni Attorney Lotok na may mistakes ang subpoena and affidavit niya. And these were not, by inadvertence, because he said his alleged mistake was the same sa petsa nung subpoena at saka nung kanyang affidavit, which Senator Amy Marcos pointed out, and Senator Escudero already emphasized na how could you have made an error in two documents, same error in two documents, and you call it typo. I think in the first 5 days, the prosecution did not succeed in convincing the senators that they're. For me, if I were a senator judge, I would not have been convinced that their two NBI witnesses were credible. Obviously, they were ordered, as they admitted, by somebody from the top, even higher than the NBI director. So, this it leads us to believe that this was really a targeted investigation meant to find fault and persecute Vice President Sara. It was not, in other words, uh, uh, without bad intentions, and that bad faith gives rise to lack of credibility, and the conclusion that the BBM administration just wants to knock out Vice President Sara as a presidential candidate in 2028, because they cannot beat her in the elections since she's ranking very high in the surveys.
And what do you think the prosecution changed their mind and would not present Attorney Zulaika Lopez as hostile witness?
Hostile witnesses are allowed under the rules of court. Meaning, hindi mo siya witness, pero sa kabila siya, pero gusto mong makakuha ng testimony sa kanya to your advantage. So you're allowed to call witnesses that are not, they're not going to testify for you in the normal scheme of things, no? So reluctant siya sa'yo or adverse ang interest niya sa'yo. And that's what Attorney Lopez was to the prosecution as Undersecretary of VP Sara. But I think they backed out because, number one, it's very hard to impeach the credibility of an hostile witness who is a lawyer, because generally lawyers would know that, this is a trick question, and so they would know how to answer. But I think the more significant and reason why they backed out from presenting Yusek Lopez as a witness is because her testimony would have proven that the utterances of VP Sara that evening was made after Yusek Lopez was arrested in the House of Representatives, detained, all electricity were turned off in her detention room, and that she was ordered to be transferred to the women's penitentiary, and so she broke down. That would have proven that these prior incidents were the reason why VP Sara had an emotional outburst. After all, Yusek Lopez has been her city administrator ever since she was mayor of Davao. So, in other words, she took it personally. That's why I think they backed out, because that would have proven that the utterances of pag pinatay nila ako, patayin mo rin sila. Kung sakali na patayin nila ako. In other words, hypothetical. But that emotional outburst would have been a great defense, because under Supreme Court decisions, emotional outburst is a good defense in grave threats.
Today, before the Senate resumes the sixth day ng impeachment trial, senators are expected to hold a closed-door caucus to settle procedural and evidentiary matters. And isa sa may discuss po nila, and one of the biggest issues expected to dominate in discussion nila is if the Senate will issue subpoenas for the Anti-Money Laundering Council records, BIR records, and then the SALN. And then, ang laging pinagdedebatehan dito is kung may kapangyarihan ba, wala bang malalabag na batas ang mga senador, can they legally examine itong mga documents na ito if papayag sila na ipasapina ito?
The Senate now is functioning as a trial court. So each senator is a judge. Well, that Attorney Ligutan was objecting to Senator Marcos' questions and manifestations. You don't do that in court. Why do you do that in the Senate impeachment trial, Attorney Ligutan? You do not object to a judge. Akala ko ba veterano ka na trial lawyer? Imagine a senator judge talking and you are interrupting, Attorney Ligutan. Ba, you do that in my court? Talaga naman. Talaga naman. Di ka lang mamumultahan. Kukontempt kita. Nobody did that in my sala when I was presiding chair of the first division. You do not interrupt, number one, you do not interrupt a senator judge. You let the presiding officer do that. Number two, you do not say, we object. Kahit na mag-due respect ka pa dyan, you don't object to a judge. Pambira naman, common sense. Attorney Ligutan, masyadong show off eh. And the other thing, in answer to your question is, yes, I think they have to talk about the rules, because many of there are only so many, very few lawyers there. In the majority, only Kiko Pangilinan is there now on the floor, because Senator Chis is up there as presiding officer. And, Kiko Pangilinan he was not a litigation lawyer. To my knowledge, he went straight into politics, local, as konsehal of Quezon City. So, kahit siya, he has to read up on the rules and the jurisprudence dahil wala siyang practice. So, the other thing is, dapat siguro pag-usapan na nila yung appreciation of evidence. Kasi mahirap yung uwido kung sa music pa you're learning notes, no? You're learning to play the piano and uwido lang, hindi notes. So kung ganyan lang, senators like Erwin Tulfo who are so used to just showing braggadocio, yabang. Hindi yan siya sanay na huwes pala siya. Dapat makinig siya, hindi siya magsalita. Ang huwes nakikinig, hindi siya nagsasalita, lalo na pag hindi niya alam kung anong sasabihin niya dyan. Kasi that's a trial, no? So, that's one thing. The other thing I think they should settle is the length of this trial. Aba, ano tong narinig ko na both sides will present a total of around 100 witnesses. Is that correct, Hannah?
Yeah.
The 100
Total.
witnesses, biro mo, in one day, isang witness lang na-present nila, yung NBI agent nila na he does not even want to face the senators. He kept on looking at his notes. Kung ako ang judge, I will say, what is this guy doing, Why is he avoiding my... It looks like she's avoiding something, no? So it affects again his credibility, his demeanor. Abay kung in one day isang witness lang, edi 100 days. 100 days, that's 3 months. O nasaan na yung Blue Ribbon Committee na kasi nasimulan na nung na lumabas at nag-testify yung 18 former security guards, ex-marines ni Zaldico. When are they going to do that? Unahin niyo pa yung impeachment na yan, tapos yung Blue Ribbon, yung flood control scam, massive corruption, hindi ng Senado ginagawa. Yun. So, the other thing is, I think they should read up also on American jurisprudence. Kung walang Philippine jurisprudence, maybe their staff can help them. Maybe the Senate President can assign request consultants, no? Pay consultants to do research and make a presentation. Yung independent consultants, ano yung mga Supreme Court jurisprudence sa impeachment at sa, let's say, as far as England, because impeachment came from England, no? The first to be impeached was Lord Mortimer, diba? The Baron Mortimer, diba? Because of abuse and corruption. So, dapat mag-research na sila kasi yung mga senador, dami dyan may bias Partisan na yan mga yan. You don't expect them to vote with impartiality. Diba? Kasi the objective is to knock out Sara Duterte. Ayun, dyan natin makikita yung impartiality ni Bam Aquino kasi he projects himself to be a mild-mannered reasonable man. Also, Kiko Pangilinan because he's a lawyer. Dapat ma-erase sa tao, yung sa isip ng tao na itong mga majority na ito ay they behave very differently, During that agawan ng Senate presidency, these senators behave differently. Now they have to behave like judges, no? They have to behave. Yan you put on that robe. Dati naman walang robe yan nag-robe yan, I think, nung time ni Senate President Pimentel Para siguro maganda na rin naka-robe para when they put it on, they will feel na, well, they have a different role. Mga huwes sila, they're judges. So they should really study the rules, study the law, study jurisprudence, and Well, at least try to appear impartial.
And but can the impeachment court compel AMLAC and BIR records? Meron ba silang subpoena powers, broad enough to override confidentiality laws?
Well, that's what they have to, that Senate President, the presiding officer has to decide because that is his call. Hindi naman iboboto yan eh. Hindi yung bawat ruling dyan ibobotohan nila. Hindi. Kaya nga sila nag-elect ng presiding officer eh. So, at the outset, pinabalik yun ni Senator Escudero because the BIR refused to open it. Pinabalik niya ang tax records ni Attorney Mans Carpio. Because conjugal yung mga income di ba? So, nila ni VP Sara. So, isa lang yung income tax return nila. I don't know how they do it. Baka separate yung income tax return as Vice President. I don't know the rules of the BIR as to that. So, pero generally, yung conjugal na income is only one income tax return. That's why it's in the name of Attorney Mans Carpio. Now, the BIR refused to open that. Binalik doon. They will still refuse to open that. The Senator Escudero cannot order them to open it when they reach the BIR. He said, you better return that because under the National Internal Revenue Code, it is illegal for the BIR to disclose or make public the tax records of any individual. Remember, he is not Mans Carpio is not a public official. He is a private citizen. No? Private citizen. So, that provision in the NIRC, with more reason, in the Revenue Code, provision applies to him because he is a private citizen. There is no exception there. So BIR refuses to open it unless they are ordered to do so. And President and Senator Escudero, for now, does not and will not order them to do so. That's why he returned it there. That's why BIR is saying that the only person who can order them to open it is BBM. The BIR is under the what? Secretary of Justice? Who is the
Department of
alter
Finance.
ego?
Department of Finance.
Department of Finance. So,
Yeah.
Secretary of Finance, who is the alter ego of the President. Oh, that's why they're saying it. BBM the only one who can order it. So, nag-iisip pa si BBM. Siyempre, no? Alam mo, pag pinag-iisip nyo si BBM, nakakaano yan sakit yan ng ulo ni BBM di ba? So, imagine the number one, is it not prohibited by law? Absolutely. Number two, will the people perceive this as a political act? Yes. And therefore will taint the impeachment trial. So, kung wala ng partiality, it violates her right to due process because the right to due process requires the element of impartiality. Di ba? All lawyers know that. They can read that in the Supreme Court decisions. So, BBM has a problem now. Diba? Ngayon, yung AMLAC records to open it. Kasi din sa AMLAC, to freeze the assets, Court of Appeals nag-order. Just even the Senate cannot order the freezing the assets of any individual. Kasi nga impeachment lang ang function ng Senate Court under the Constitution. Hindi siya pwedeng mag-freeze ng assets, hindi siya pwedeng mag-trial ng mga common crimes, di ba? Kailangan only the impeachable offenses that are enumerated in the Constitution, and they are very specific. Now, itong grave threat evidence chuchu ng prosecution. Is that even an impeachable offense? It's not treason. It's not betrayal of public trust. The problem is Sara keeps on increasing her value, her rating. That's why how can there be betrayal of public trust when the people themselves through these surveys are saying that they trust her. And they don't trust BBM. So, it's a good thing na mag-caucus ang mga senadores. Tsaka, ako, kung ako kasi I'm a very aggressive trial lawyer, I was. Kung ako, pa-inhibit ko na si Senator Risa Ontiveros kasi nag-declare na siya na tatakbo siya eh. O di tatakbo siya against Sara. Imagine na ang opponent niya, magde-decide siya so whether to remove Sara or not. That's already, she will benefit from removing her. In other words, she has a conflict of interest. Dapat na-inhibit na si Senator Risa Ontiveros to for her own good, no? For her
Mhm.
own credibility.
And going back dun sa AMLAC and BIR records, in case na hindi ito ma-access, sa tingin niyo ba kakaroon ng it would limit future accountability mechanism against high officials sakaling, if sakali lang ayaw ng Senate na i-access itong mga records na ito?
Well, they'll have to go to the Supreme Court, to settle that issue. If they really want to settle that issue, they should go to the Supreme Court. There's big problem kasi Mans Carpio is a private citizen. Tsaka yung AMLAC records na yan, di naman sila din naman naglagay dyan sa rules nila na that's confidential. That's not for disclosure to the public because, it doesn't mean na since na AMLAC ka na forever na yan. Diba? Hindi naman, ibig sabihin you're under investigation, so nag-apply sila sa Court of Appeals to freeze the assets, no? Pursuant to specific, again, rules, no? And offenses under the AMLAC law. So, hindi naman ibig sabihin na forever yan, na ma-freeze. Many of these assets are lifted, no? Yung kay Martin Romualdez nga, wala pang, one month lang yata, they lifted it na kayo na, maging Martin Luther King. Talagang, hindi naman ibig sabihin na forever yung freezing ng assets na yan. At yung, ang AMLA, it would set also, a bad precedent na private citizen ka. Nasangkot ka dyan dahil asawa ka ng vice president. Wala na. Ano ka na? Open season ka na. Lahat ng records mo, open na. Fishing expedition nga. That's what I'm saying. The fishing expedition in the House of Reps ni Luistro is being continued here in the Senate. Kasi alam naman nila na mahirapan sila to get 16 votes to impeach Sara, pero the objective really is to destroy her reputation. Para maraming she will lose trust and maraming mawawalan ng boto siya. Yun. That's the objective of the Luistro gang. Diba? Saka yun pa lang si Congresswoman Luistro, diba dati fiscal yun na pina-escape niya yung asawa niya, was accused of a non-bailable crime of rape. 2 counts of rape yata yun eh. Bakit hindi siya ang lead counsel dyan? Bakit hindi siya ang nagpipresent ng witness? Mas magaling naman siya dun. Dati siyang fiscal eh. Mas magaling naman siya dyan sa kay Ligutan na yan. Ligutan is grandstanding. Ano ka ba Ligutan? You're running for congressman in your district. Grandstanding Nagwaray-waray ka ba dyan? Matay ka. Kung I'll see you in court, mag-Ilonggo ako, okay lang ba yun? Payag bang huwes doon? That is also a language, but that is not a national language. No? No offense to the mga waray, ha? Miss lawyer should stop grandstanding. You just do your job. You just object. Mag-object ka at 1 kilometro pa yung paliwanag mo. Bakit? Hindi ba yan marunong si Senator Escudero mag-ruling at paliwanag ka pa ng mahaba? Mag-object ka na lang na no basis, leading or misleading kung nagkukross siya. Vague. Make it concise. Saka ano palang foundation niya? Ba't ang puti-puti ng foundation ni Ligutan? Ligutan, bigyan kita ng foundation ko. Tingnan mo ako. Di ba? Tingnan mo, Attorney Guanzo, no?
Pareho flawless, attorney.
Oo,
My
di ba?
last question, attorney.
Mm.
If the Senate allows broad access, could that weaken financial privacy protections for public officials in future impeachments?
Ah, then that will be an exception. That will be an exception. And then they should already amend that law. Oh, they should amend the National Internal Revenue Code and the AMLAC law to say except in impeachment cases. Except when elected or appointed public officials are accused. Oh, diba? Kasi the law does not distinguish. The National Internal Revenue Code does not distinguish. The law does not distinguish. We should not distinguish. Diba? Very basic in statutory construction of laws. If the law does not distinguish, we should not distinguish. Kasi if the lawmakers meant it to be an exception, dapat nilagay nila dyan. So ngayon, ang gusto nilang mangyari, Senate na ngayon ang gagawa ng exception. O, pero we cannot stop the Senate from doing what it wants to do again. Di ba? Pag sinabi nilang we should vote whether to open it or not, that's up to them. Diba? But Senator Escudero, knowing the National Internal Revenue Code and what happened in the House Justice Committee, binalik niya yung records ng BIR sa kanila.
Tingin ng mga legal luminaries dito, Attorney Guanzon, di lang ito laban ng AMLA and BIR records. To ultimately determine kung ano yung magiging outcome dun sa impeachment trial ni VP Sara, but ito din yung magsisilbing pamantayan sa future reach ng impeachment courts, lalo-lalo na pagdating sa financial affairs sa mga public officials.
Maganda naman, di ba? Sa akin naman, if they amend the law, maganda naman na if public funds are involved. Kung private citizen ka, tapos wala namang allegations na public funds are in your accounts, unfair naman yun. Ano ba talaga ang allegation sa complaint doon? Sa complaint ng yung articles of impeachment? Tingnan nyo doon kung nakalagay ba doon na yung tax records will show that the income declared of Attorney Manscarpio came from public funds. Kung walang allegation na ganyan, bakit ko i-grant yan? Di ba? Bakit ko naman i-grant yan kung nakuha ang West? Pero i-amend na nila. Kaya nga sabi ko, di ba? Pag ako nag-senador, babalik ko yung gusto ni Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago. I was her chief of staff. Yung ipasa yung RICO law, racketeering, anti-racketeering, para kahit kahit saang bansa, kahit saan itago niya yung pera natin ng kaba ng bayan, ay mahahabol natin siya. Di ba? Kaya ganyan kasi mahina in other words, may mga gaps in the law. Yung mga lawyers we like to quote Latin because, well, I suppose earlier laws were in Latin. Lacuna legis. There is a gap in the law. Kaya let the Senate court settle that. That so far naman, the rulings of Senator Escudero are according to the rules. And to his credit, Senate President Gatchalian, also his first intervention was to say, bakit natin si Matibag accommodate? Tayo nga, we senators are studying Now he will just ask for resetting and resetting. Is it his meetings with the FBI are more important than the Senate court? Good point, Senate President Gatchalian. Good point. So thank you, Hannah. And
Thank you
I
so
have to say,
much.
Senator Amy Marcos really did a great job there looking at the details. So thank you very much, Hannah. Attorney Rowena Guanzon po, ang inyong lingkod.